You may have been told that science has proven Christianity to be superstition and myth. Or you may think that science and Christianity are incompatible. Well, neither of those is true. In fact, the opposite is the case. In the last video, you saw how the Judeo-Christian worldview and a 4th century Christian bishop were in part responsible for the rise of modern science. In the next 2 videos, you will learn that the Bible actually encourages us to do science. We see several examples demonstrating that it is important to God for us to know about the universe. The Old Testament teaches that Solomon was wiser than all other men, and God gave him that wisdom. Listen to what 1 Kings lists as the topics on which Solomon was wise. He spoke of trees, from the cedar that is in Lebanon to the hyssop that grows out of the wall. He spoke also of beasts and of birds and of reptiles and of fish. King Solomon was a naturalist. God made Solomon wise, and his wisdom was about the natural world, which we call science. Science must therefore be important to God. The Old Testament also tells us to investigate the natural world to learn about God. Psalm 8 compares the universe to God. When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place, what is man that you are mindful of him, and the Son of Man that you care for him? We obviously have to know about nature in order for this comparison to work. Doing science tells us how great God is. When we see the incredible immenseness of the universe, we realize how much God must care to pay attention to such a small speck like us. The more we learn about how fine-tuned the earth, the moon, and the stars have to be for life to exist on earth, the more we see the love that God has for us. Psalm 19 tells us that the universe will teach us about God. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims his handiwork. Day to day pours out speech, and night to night reveals knowledge. So we need to do some cosmology, some astronomy, and some geology to see exactly how the heavens declare God's glory. Psalm 19 also connects nature to the moral law and to redemption, which is a theme continued in the New Testament. Colossians states that Jesus is the creator of all things. Hebrews explains how this gives Jesus the authority and the ability to save humanity. Since creation, since nature, is directly and intimately tied to salvation, it follows that we would want to learn about it. Knowing about the creation is wise because through nature we can learn about the Creator. Doing science is an act of worship because it is searching out the signs of God's own wisdom that are implanted in the physical creation. Solomon asked for wisdom, and God gave him knowledge about nature. The creation and our redemption are tied to the fact that Jesus is the Creator. Learning about the motion of the planets, about animals, about the earth, and even about the structure of DNA is, according to the Bible, learning about God. Science in the Christian tradition is therefore a holy task. God has put us in this universe and made us curious because what we learn about nature teaches us about Him. Biochemistry is demonstrating the possibility that an incredible mind is responsible for the information and the intricate systems we find inside the cell. Cosmology is teaching us about the grandeur and vastness of the universe, which had to be created by something even more grand. Geology and biology are showing us the incredible fine-tuning needed for life to exist on Earth. Science demonstrates the care that had to be taken by the Creator to make a home for us. Both the very small and the very large point us to God and show us His characteristics and His greatness. The more we study creation, the more we see His love for us. This is the reason the Bible tells us to do science.